Welcome back, everyone. We're already going to go straight into the second series of the day. It's nLite versus ABC.
I don't get a point because he's not a monk. He's not a monk.
Oh, did I get 2 points? I think I did.
No,
That's
no,
nice.
you don't, because Askarath wasn't a monk either, so nobody gets any points.
I didn't say. I said he was a
You said
paladin.
Askarath was a monk.
You said monk.
You said monk.
I did not.
That's
did.
why I said
Paladin
paladin.
makes
I
a-
was like, why did you
What?
say monk?
Okay, why would
Oh, you
I
said priest for
ever in a
Exactly.
million
That's
years
why I couldn't
say
believe you
this
said
river?
it, but you said it.
That's why I said
No
I'm
way.
gonna say
Does nobody get points? I'm trying to keep track of
Either
it.
Nobody gets
everyone
points.
gets 1 point or nobody gets a point.
I will give
I said paladin.
everybody 1 point. 1 point has been awarded.
This one is the most obvious one ever.
Ben said priest and Mistweaver. I said
He's 100%.
Mistweaver
I said priest and paladin.
And Sid said Mistweaver and paladin.
Yeah, I said Mistweaver for Zuni and Pally for Asgard. Ben
Go
said
check
And then
the vote.
Zigo
Mistweaver
gets
for
a
Asgard.
point for this.
Check the
for
vote.
You checked the
earlier.
VOD.
I don't need to check the
Bot
vote.
review.
I'm the top point earner.
Always
not.
right.
Imaginary points.
Never wrong. So the main goal here for nLite, I mean, this is a matchup they have seen so many times this year, is to have a lot of mana deep into dampening. That's basically the major objective. If they can get into like some heavy damp where Zuniaki has mana, they might be able to overwhelm a target, but obviously ABC are not going to make that easy for them to get to that point in dampening, with Alec already having a frozen orb cleaving down Cassidy and Zuniaki. Walrix is 1v1ing Facile off to the side with that Shadow Fury, now pushing him back in line of sight of Alec. I love the position of Walrix and Alec right now. Basically, one of them at least can cast onto Facile at any moment and get some guaranteed damage out.
I feel like they're doing the exact same strategy that we saw from My Way. We'll see if it works out. But it did for My Way almost. They won 2 games and then they ended up losing. However, they were playing against the Mistweaver when the strategy worked that nLite is currently employing. Let's see what they can do. If I'm on ABC, I want to see them push in on top of Zuniaki. And this is a mistake I feel like a lot of people do. Don't go for sheeps here. I think, well, now you have to, obviously, but because you committed to this Shane. But I feel like if you are on ABC, your goal is to attack Zuni's mana, not to try to set up kills, because I think it's very unlikely that with how Cassidy and Facile are playing just at the pillar, and they're just playing to interrupt, getting whoever comes back there and then running back. I don't think they're actually going to die. So I think your best bet is to just try to set up as big advantage as possible moving forward to dampening. And the best way to do that is by targeting the priest and just setting up bursts there, because that's going to really tax his mana. He's going to recover most of his mana actually when he's in those polymorphs. So just a little adaptation I want to see from ABC. And for nLite's side, I mean, it's looking great. They've used 1 survival instinct, and they're 2 minutes away from dampening right now. Frozen Orb gets dropped by Alec. He's going to try to move in, get a Blizzard, try to snipe Facile with a little bit of flurry combos. And once again, Cassidy's just going to look for a restuff. Facile's just going to look to stack up that gushing wound, stack up his poison, and eventually go for the big Mongoose bites, go for a little bit of pressure. But it's mainly to just try to tax Askarath's mana, to try to keep some pressure, some resemblance of pressure on the map here against this Mage Warlock.
I mean, we can't forget yesterday when ABC played against FTK My Way. It was probably the closest we've seen Mage Lock Paladin against Jungle. So ABC, hopefully they made some adaptations from yesterday, because it was really dicey. I mean, there were some situations, I don't want to say they got lucky, but Asgard definitely had some super fortunate ineffable truth procs. And if that hadn't happened, then we might have seen, Hydra's team FTK My Way actually pull out a victory. So for ABC, I feel like they gotta kind of force the issue a little bit in the early stages when they're not so scared. If not, I kind of worry for them, because when you get deep in dampening, it becomes really dicey, especially if you aren't getting those resets on cooldowns. Netful of Truth can be one of the best things in the entire game, but if you get unlucky and it doesn't proc, it can be one of the most unfortunate things in the game. So I think it does get scary if the game goes on too long, and maybe ABC wants to consider that. Maybe not. We shall see. ABC, or Alex still going to be poking with Blizzard, Frozen Orb on Cassidy, Facile, and Zuniaki. Walrus is going to be taking the left pillar, but in my opinion, he's a little too close for comfort. And it looks like they are going to be getting a go right now. Walrus taking a huge hit, and Underning Resolve is force. 1 Chaos Bolt is going to land on Facile. But that was a nice attempt, and that's one of the problems when you play so close to the pillar, is Facile and Cassidy can get a lot of damage rolling, basically at no real risk whatsoever. And I feel like if you're going to have that positioning, you might as well just push in and try to make something happen.
Polymorph on Zuniaki. Are they going to set up on Zuniaki out of the polymorph? He got a Vitality Conduit on Cassidy. It totally negated that entire crowd control. Now, a bash over onto Asgrath. Beautiful timing here. Nice call in on that remote guidance device, but the Singe Magic removes the trap. Asgrath drops in a Divine Favor, and Walrix is back to full health. Cassidy's on the run. Basile is feared out in midfield and snared up by Alec, trying to disengage, get that post-haste, get back to the pillar, feign death in a cast. Trying to get back to the pillar. I love that they have this strategically planned out where Facile stays by himself on that left pillar so they don't stack in Frozen Orb and Blizzard. It's definitely planned out here for nLite, and they've managed to make it 5.5 minutes still with above 90% mana, so I would say that it's looking at least decent for them. They have been showing signs of life in terms of forcing cooldowns from Walrix, doing these persistent hit and runs like they are right now. They get a Trinket Sacrifice. I mean, this is actually going exactly the way nLite would want it to go as long as they don't die here while they're retreating back to the pillar. Huge pressure there. Zuniaki has to use Rapture, but he gets sniped by a Shadow Fury around the corner, and Alec blinks in for a follow-up polymorph. Nice teamwork there between Walrix and Alec tagging in for the polymorph, but Cassidy and Facile are just line of sighting. They do manage to fear Zuniaki. Cassidy's going to try and heal up probably behind the pillar. They've got Hammer Justice. They could swap. Chaos Bolt already in the sky towards Zuniaki. He's going to recover Vitality Conduit. Now the double stun lock here into a double Psychic Scream. Divine Shield has to trade. This is excellent for nLite.
Wait, nLite has actual kill pressure, but they are going to back off. They're playing a very patient game here. You can see they're just going in for the hit and run. Cassidy has a big smile on his face, exactly where you want to be mentally here at the 10% dampening. And look at Warwick's positioning. Warwick has had enough. He's like, yep, that's it. I'm not playing. I'm never going to be near that pillar until my unending resolve comes back. I'm not doing it. And this is what we were kind of talking about in the previous match as well with Coffin Dance. We were just saying that, you know, you have to have the Warlock as far away as possible and then the Mage kind of frontlining. And here we got a Blessing of Protection randomly used onto Warwick. So we're going to see a sheep onto Zuni, and everybody is going to just go back behind the pillar. Now they're going to go for Zuni. Interrupt comes out onto Warwick. This is the opportunity for Cassidy and Facile to get aggressive. The motorbike comes crashing in. They get the full trap, but it does get singed by that imp. Cassidy trying to maybe slow down Asgrath here, but he's not going to be able to reach him. Zuni gets locked on a mind control. Zuni is actually very exposed here. If they swapped him, it could be big trouble, but it looks like they're going to be going for Cassidy here. And Alec trying to juke out the mind control, trying to juke out the Prem there, but he does get mind control. There it is. Zuni Prems the fear, which means he's going to think a full sheep now. Big damage on the Cassidy, but again, Vitality Conduit. They got CC up to Asgrath. Warwick taking massive damage here. Might need to use the unending resolve, but Asgrath instead is going to trade out the sacrifice, and Warwick is going to recover. Zuni now potentially getting swapped to here. Chaos Bolt comes lobbed in, but he gets kicked by Cassidy. Cassidy's doing such a good job immediately retreating, and then he's just waiting behind the pillar to see who are they going after. Then he goes back in and tries to disrupt it. Now they're setting up a big push here again. Warwick's immediate unending resolve, immediate Dark Soul trying to counter push here. Housecraft is going to come out of the freezing trap right there. Infernals are called in as well. Zuni needs to grip Cassidy as soon as he comes out of this sheep here. He gets reshipped here by Alec. Do they have the damage? Warwick can't find the Chaos Bolt. Unfortunately, he's going for it, but not going to be able to find it. Cassidy shadow melts, restaffs. Very nice play here. And now once again, it looks like nLite is setting up an offense.
Yeah, definitely Walrus could be in a little bit of trouble here. Full trap does land. Ooh, they lose the 50-50. They singe the entangling roots off, and now Walrus in a lot of trouble. Divine Shield is available. The big healing cooldowns coming from Asgarath, and that will top off Walrus. And nLite, I guess they're happy to get the Avenging Wrath, and now they are going to be retreating back to the pillar. And Cassidy taking absolutely no damage on that Hammer of Justice. The damage just, I don't know what it is, but jungle is so durable. It just seems like they're not really under pressure whatsoever. At this point of the game, a little bit of damage here on Cassidy with the Fear on Zuniaki. Good crowd control coming in. Finally, Cassidy getting hit with a little bit of damage. Triple Shadow Fury coming in. Big Chaos Bolt lands. Cassidy now going to be potentially on the run, but feeling healthy and safe enough with Zuniaki there. Still going to be going for crowd control. A bash onto Asgarath. Do they have a trap out of that? Are they going to be able to get any more crowd control? Cassidy has to be very scared right now. Alec blinks over, gets the Frost Nova and the Polymorph onto Zuniaki. Cassidy now in a Ray of Frost. They might be able to just close out the game right here and right now. They just need a little bit more damage. Any more crowd control on Zuniaki? The Blizzard Snares. Zuniaki finally gets there. Connects the Vitality Conduit and the Rapture. Heartbreaking. Alec just needed a little bit more damage. So what a close call, but that was a great push by AWC. right as I said, the damage was a little bit lackluster. They finally find that setup and really force nLite into a scary position. But if we look at mana, Zuniaki's been so efficient in this game. 30% dampening already. Time is just breezing by at this point. I mean, Asgrath is mana 50%. So at some point, he might have to go and sit down for a drink. Otherwise, things could become a little bit dicey here for ABC.
Breezing by for us, but for nLite, I mean, this is probably very tense. They want to find an answer to the Mage Lock composition. If they can, maybe there's potential to make it into the top 4, qualify to the BFA finals for Europe. So far, so good in this match. Their mana is solid. They've got good offensive pressure in terms of cooldowns force. They just need to be able to pull it off maybe 3 or 4 minutes from now, and potentially they'll find victory. But Zuniaki's under pressure, looking for cheeky mind controls. That's the one thing we saw Hydra using a lot more than I would say Zuniaki has in this game in particular. But now they're just getting right on top of him. He has to use every man for himself to get out of Hammer of Justice. Line of sight stabilized with Shadow Men's. Polymorph in on Facile, trying to stall while the trap has been landed. Zuniaki tries to move in position. The Polymorph ends up breaking to the Infernal. He prems the second one, gets the Fear. Asgrath is still crowd controlled. Not responding just yet, trying to hold still through it, but the bot, it might be too late. Penance flies in off to the side. Is the Penance gonna snipe him? No! Oh, you can see Cassidy. He's just, how does more stuff fall over at that moment? Now Dark Soul's up, Facile's in trouble, trying to get back to the pillar with the Rapture. That cost Zuniaki a ton of mana for that push, and they didn't get the kill. Oh no, are they gonna be able to hold on now, that extra 2 or 3 minutes down the pipe?
I'm not sure. Asgrath might need to have to sit down for a drink here. Oh, Zuni is in massive trouble. He has no way out of this Hammer of Justice. That's just going to be a checkmate. No, they kick the Chaos Bolt. Cassidy's there with the regrowth spam. Can he counterspell him? Alec doesn't have it. And Cassidy is the sole reason to why Zuni is alive right now. Kicking the Chaos Bolt, throwing out the regrowths. And now they're actually doing a counter go, forcing out the bubble here. Cassidy really reading the charge here. Zuni cannot afford to master spell that bubble. Unfortunately, double Shadow Fury, double Cataclysm. Fear comes out. Big damage here being charged up here for ABC, but it's Warwick's on the brunt end of this exchange. No sacrifice, no wings for a while here for Asgrath. 14 more seconds, 12 more seconds.
Whoa!
He's just going to trade the survival instinct, and they're just going to take him down with Facile's damage. What was that?
He got owned!
Did he
Facile's
just
like, I'm
goose bite
done
him?
with this.
His little
Did my goose
smile.
bite hit him or something?
Facile
Cassidy was literally just behind the pillar and
Yeah.
just killed him. Like, what happened? We're going to have to watch a Would Battle Masters fall or something? Like, something had to have
Is
happened there.
Walrus
That was...
wearing gear? I've
He
never,
just died
I
off
feel-
I
screen.
think so.
I literally feel like we've never seen a jungle. I actually think it looked like jungle was favored for most of that, if not the entire game, the way that looked.
Look at Facile's damage. That's insane.
He's actually playing it like a real hunter, you know, like an old school hunter. He's just sitting at the pillars, shooting arrows, stacking poisons, and
Alright.
waiting for the gush.
Well,
Is he playing Gushing?
He is a bit.
100, yeah. He usually does. I mean, I haven't checked his gear, but I would definitely assume he is.
I think
He's got a few.
nice
He's got a few
mix.
Gushers, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he's got 5 gushers. He's got 2 surging vitality, 1 expedient.
The good old-fashioned mix build.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not
Alright,
just
well-
all or nothing.
well-
But that was crazy.
Yeah. Well done. Game 1 victory by nLite here in this series. Do we really know? Like, is what just happened in Game 1? Was that like a sure thing? What happened there? Was that a setup, or what do we think? What do we think we saw in Game 1 here, Super T's? Look.
I mean,
Oh.
were they getting unlucky on the Singe Magic, or were they actually like cross crowd controlling the Imp? It felt like a lot more traps sat than we usually see. So I'm not sure if they were just outplaying it more by crowd controlling the Imp, or if they were just getting lucky on the Singe dispels there. But it was just consistent pressure. You see Asgrass stunned for 2 seconds, and Facile just slaps
What?
Ulrich, just literally just pushes him over.
Was
and-
Cassidy using Reaping? Is that what happened? Was it like, yeah, it was Breath of the Dying. I think it was double Breath of the Dying. Yeah, double Breath of the Dying.
yeah.
Rustagath?
Oh.
There was no dress, but it was definitely 2 breaths. They probably crit them too.
Okay, I made
foul
something.
breath.
These things happen.
You guys want to see what I made? Look,
Oh,
actual
look at that.
stickers.
Aw.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wait,
I've got some
where's
sea
your
turtles.
points? Is Aya not going
Do-
for points? You need one.
These are me. I mean,
You don't want to go for
I don't
points?
know. I'm the host. I'm the keeper of the points. I'll keep track
Yeah,
of the
I think
points.
that's fair.
So I have actual stickers. There's like some sea turtles and some whales and some starfish. yeah.
Can I be honest? I'm a little impressed by how fast you were able to just pull like a notebook and find stickers. Like, did you run to the dollar store?
No, I already had these for some reason
Oh, okay.
in my
Copper really wants the points. Copper looks really interested in it.
Wait, what
well
icon
done,
am I?
You have a
I wanna
sea
be the
turtle and a
starfish.
starfish.
Okay, I want to be
you
only
have a
starfish,
starfish.
please.
Yeah, Ven has a book. Supa has a sea turtle, but you can choose. I have a whole
Are you
Oh,
saying
what,
that
a
I'm
book?
slow?
A
Are you saying I'm slow?
book. Do you want something
Oh,
else?
I'm happy with the book. No,
There's
books
like
are great.
some zebras.
You're saying that Zico's a star and saying that Ven's smart, and you're saying that I'm slow. I don't know. How to feel
Sure,
about
that's
this.
exactly.
Yeah, she's saying that
know
you're
how
a
to feel
guardian
about
druid,
this.
bro.
No, a turtle isn't just slow. Okay, a turtle is a symbol of perseverance. Okay,
yeah, a
sis?
turtle
Okay,
is a
okay.
symbol of a long fought
This is why we have
victory when you
Venruki
finally
Yeah, a
optimism.
long
made it
fought
to the water.
journey and grind to eventually accomplish your goals. That's you said. All right, so
I
should be very
I like
proud of the
this.
turtle.
Yeah.
Venruki's
Did you ever do a
optimism
tortillin?
I'm not
Girls
helping them
go
draw the shapes anymore, okay? It's been 2 years. They better know how to draw a triangle. Like, I'm not, no.
True. Those ones are difficult indeed. But anyways, the draft process is done. We are going to Asha Main's Fall, same compositions on both sides here. What do we think? I mean, what do we want to see on the side of ABC? How are they going to be able to turn this around? Do you think, Supertees?
I like the pushes on Zuniaki. That felt like it was really good. They were maybe 1 or 2 setups away from possibly netting a kill. So maybe going after Zuniaki a bit more. If not, if this goes to game 5, I wonder if they bring out the Rogue Mage Paladin. Because they were looking pretty on fire with that when they played it earlier on in the circuit. Obviously, Mage Lock I think should win, but if for whatever reason like it's not coming together, I think they still do have that as an option.
Okay. Well, Ben, what do you think? Do you agree with that?
I'm not sure. It seems like even when ABC won yesterday against Hydra, I actually spoke with Hydra a little bit. That was a really close series. It's not like they brought in the Paladin and it was a complete stomp. Like I said, they had a few moments in the game where if it wasn't back ineffable truth procs, then it would be kind of a struggle. So I think ABC, either way in this matchup, playing against a team as good as nLite, it's going to be difficult. They're not going to get a free win based off their composition. They really have to try to find these moments of opportunity. And to be fair, there was moments. I mean, Cassidy at one point in the game survived on like 5% health. Just a little bit more damage had come out, it would have been a completely different result, and ABC would be up 1-0 right now. So it's just one of those matchups. It feels like either side can win. I get the feeling that ABC probably, if they play it 100 times, ABC would come out ahead. But nLite, a really strong team, and it's really scary. When you play against a jungle that's this good, and they're playing Dressed, Reaping Flames, the burst damage is sometimes, you can't believe how hard you get hit. We saw WizK yesterday get interrupted and die 90-0 in the 3-second interrupt. See Zuniaki right now styling right now. He's got his sunglasses on.
Oh man, what are those? Those are sick. Wait, where did he get those? I want those.
Man,
Wait, that looks so
glasses.
cool. He's got the anti-dampening glasses. He's
It's
The
like
ready.
latest fashion in Paris.
It's like the submarine glasses.
Oh, he took them off.
He took 'em
off.
He was just
What?
memeing. It wasn't a
Oh,
strategy.
he will put them on in dampening again, I'm sure.
It's too blurry. We're not in deep enough dampening. Take these off. Oh man, these Breath of Dying hits with the Drestigath and with the remote guidance device, that is definitely like the highest burst in the game when you combine those trinkets and that essence. So with this strategy, I mean, the hits from nLite are going to be massive, and maybe ABC are going to be a bit hesitant to get aggressive because of it.
Yeah.
Just as like kind of a side note, I'm sorry, Zico. Speaking of like Reaping and Drestigath, one thing I heard that Turtle does is, this could just be a rumor, by the way. I don't know if this is completely fabricated, but they use like a weak aura to count it down, like a raid warning 3, 2, 1 to
Like a
press
pull
all the damage at
timer?
the same time. Yeah, they do a pull timer for their dress and reaping to get the burst as coordinated as possible. I don't know. Someone told me that. I don't know if it's true, but it would be awesome if that was true. And I think it's actually good.
That is what you should do.
I wouldn't be surprised. Ooh, Facil's gonna get taken kills, but no, he feigned Fs before he hits. Facil's gonna be okay here. Yeah, no, they're just gonna keep trying to stay trying to stay ahead, trying to keep their mana here on the side of nLite. And now they're making a push, fear onto Warwick's just so he won't get feared. I think he was just trying to interrupt him there. Ooh, motorbike comes crashing in. Warwick's using the unending resolve. Asgard already used his trinket and his sacrifice, so the next push could already be a bubble. Now they're finally going for Zuni here. This is what you oh, no, they're going to go and sheep him. Never mind. And let's see, they're going for Cassidy. Cassidy has every cooldown in the game. Chaos Bolt's going to connect. Cassidy's going to trinket survival instincts there. And that is going to actually no trade for any of the offense here. Okay, there we go. Infernal's being called in. Actually, no, just an Infernal's proc there from Warwick's Vision of Perfection. You're going to see Asgrath gets feared on the Divine Favor. Zuni dispels it as well. This is a big push. That's going to be the bubble here from Asgrath. Nicely done, dude. nLite already in a pretty much checkmate position here. Is Asgrath not playing Ineffable or what? Like, his sack actually had a normal cooldown so far.
Maybe he's unlucky with procs.
Never
I
lucky.
guarantee he's playing. Yeah, he's got the max. Go look at
he's
it.
got
Go look at he's got as many of those little eye things as you can have.
Oh, huge damage to the Walrix. Asgrath barely getting the sacrifice in between the cracks there. nLite's offense looks so good in this series. Cassidy looks a bit frustrated, though, that Walrix didn't die. Obviously, fighting this Holy Paladin, he's now worried that all those cooldowns they worked so hard to get are just going to become available again while they're pinned at the pillar. So they need to be ready to push, but not over eager. It's going to be tough. Dark Soul is available. Zuniaki's mana, it's good, but not nearly as good as game one. I feel like he's been purging a lot more, so he may want to choose to hold back. Walrix is actually on his mount. He's trying to run away from the fight. I'm surprised that he wants to take us into dampening. I feel like if Zuni has mana and dampening, it's not going to be good for them. Premonition, but didn't hit the poly. Double Infernal, double Morticle. Big hit here for ABC. Is he just going to flop Chaos Bolt number 2? Facile Turtles, but after the hit connects. He's critically low. Walrix in position to try and find fears, but Vitality Conduit activates. Facile will stabilize. It costs the aspect of the turtle, though. You won't have that to rely on for 3 minutes. He's pushing in with the coordinated assaults. Can they secure crowd control on Asgrath? They go for the intimidation. Zuniaki's moving in. Is he going to fear the imp potentially, or fear the imp dispel? He's trying to get in position, but he gets feared away. If he can get there for the fear, it could be game winning, but he's too far away at this point. Blessing of Protection of Walrix. It should stabilize. They're going after Facile and Cassidy once again, but no crowd control follow up on Zuniaki. They're at the pillar. Both teams stabilize, but I feel like this is the best we've seen from nLite in this matchup, especially with the Priest variant.
Yeah, that was the checkmate position. If Zuni feared the imp there, or if he got the fear onto the Pally, it could have been. Well, the Paladin still had trinket, so he might have died still. Honestly, though, because Warwick's they don't have any outs. They don't have a sacrifice. They don't have anything. Warwick's had no ending result. Asgrath, you are bleeding it hard here, my friend. This is going to be a super greedy choice, but he has the wings here. Ineffable is proccing. He's got big eels. Motorbikes come crashing in. That Ineffable right there just saved the game. He wouldn't have had sack if it didn't proc right there. I'm positive the bike would have killed him, but now they're going to go back behind the pillar here. Zuni's still doing good on mana, still has a lead, and he is positioning one pillar away here from his teammates. So if Alec wants to cleave him with the frozen orb like that, he's not going to be hitting the Feral Druid, he's not going to be hitting the Hunter. And now Warwick's going to feel a little bit more safe because he does have his unending resolve. Asgarath has his bubble coming back up as well now. And here we go. Here's the push. And Tiny Roots gets casted out. They get the singe onto the roots there. Actually, Asgarath, I think, dispelled himself because Facile couldn't get the trap in time. But it's still pretty okay push here from nLite. Nice deflection by ABC, and now ABC once again trying to push in. I want to see Asgard just go in and hoard Zuni as soon as he gets it up in 2-3 seconds here, and try to set up, maybe a frozen orb, like AOE, cleave, try to burn some of Zuni's mana.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, things aren't looking too bad here for nLite. Zuniaki still with a mana lead, 7% dampening at this point of the game, and I mean, Walrix, there's been multiple moments in the game where he's been absolutely really close to just getting taken out. Asgrath once again into a trap. The Singe gets the trap, and a Blessing of Protection comes in immediately. So unfortunately losing that 50-50 on the Singe dispel. A grip on Cassidy will bring him out of line of sight, but a Hammer of Justice on Facile. Zuniaki with lightning fast reflexes gets the dispel and allows Facile to get out of line of sight. And once again, we're going to have nLite kind of hiding behind the pillar, trying to weather the storm of this Infernal. And if they can do that, then they're not too afraid to make a push. At this point in the game, I feel like it's really important that Asgrath actually goes for drinks, but he just wants to keep Walrix topped off, and they're actually just going to continue this push. Asgrath out of the stun should have the healing to take him down. Infernals are actually gets another Infernal proc. Damage from Walrus should be ramping up here. Zuniaki in a prime position, not in crowd control. And ABC playing very defensive. They just want to make sure that Asgrath isn't going any crowd control. One bike lands onto Walrus. A full polymorph is snuck in. Nicely done there by Alec. And this is the burst damage we want to see. Cassidy really not taking too much pressure though. A nice survival instincts, gets back to the pillar with his frenzied regen and should be able to top himself. I mean, he got topped off there while Zuniaki was in crowd control. Quite remarkable at this point in dampening, but still managed to do it. And now with a little bit of a reset, nLite once again going to be going back to the pillar, and this is kind of how it works. These hit and runs on ABC, if they get the singe on the entangling roots, that's when they can really push in and get a lot of damage rolling. We need to see Asgrath try to freedom those roots, because if that happens, all of a sudden it's not a 50-50. You can always remove the freezing trap, and then it's obviously a big deal.
I think I was saying this yesterday, but I feel like with the Paladin matchup, that Diamond Ice trap would be better. I feel like even a 5-second trap is more than enough. The Paladin doesn't heal when he's crowd controlled, so like this freezing trap right here, if they get unlucky, which they did, Asgrath just heals Walrus to full in the next couple seconds with Divine Favor. Oh, maybe not completely full. Double Drestigath, they drop it there, but imagine if that was a Diamond Dice. He wouldn't have got singed. That would have been a trinket. It would have had to have been a trinket. There's no way. I feel like you can win with that, just that little amount of crowd control, as opposed to running this 50-50. With the Monk, you definitely can't. The Jade Statue heals too much, but I would love to see nLite try the Diamond Ice trap in future games if this doesn't end up working out for them on Ashamay. It's not to say that it's not going to, but Zuniaki's mana is a lot lower than it was at this time last time around. They're going to need to try and get something going quick, and Infernal's just called in. Asgrath has to trinket sacrifice, but at least they got that objective. Now they need to run for the hills, trying to get back to Zuniaki. Zuniaki prems the poly, fears Alec away. They're going to hit Alec a bit. He's very overextended. He uses Temporal Shield, soaks those hits. Triple Shadow Fury, Chaos Bolt off to the side. Walrus on the left, Alec on the right. They've got them pincered. They mind control Walrus, trying to pull him into a bad spot maybe here. They stun Asgrath. He can't use the Imp Dispel, I believe, maybe while mind controlled, so trying to coordinate that together. Unable to net really any pressure, unfortunately, here, and Zuniaki's mana is just getting thinner and thinner.
Yeah, and it's not looking too great in terms of cooldowns either. Asgrath has his bubble, Warwick has his Unending Resolve. They need to make a push, try to force one of them, and let's see if they can get it. Zuni, nice premonition there on the sheep. He's going to just sit back here, do as much damage as possible to just heal with that damage. Alec looking for some polys here onto Facile. They force out the bubble. Warwick's taking so much damage. Blessing of Protection comes out here in that push. This is exactly the push they needed. Yeah, it's not looking good and cool. Oh, Zuni's getting swapped to though here. We're going to have to hold the analysis for a little second here. Big damage coming in. Zuni has his pain suppression, choosing to hold on to it for a second here. I guess doesn't think he might need it. Zuni actually locked on Shadow right now, so he can't go for the fear for a couple more seconds. And they just delete Warwicks without even needing the fear. What is going on? And lives are just powering up right now, man.
They
This is
certainly
insane.
are. Yeah, currently 2-0. Now they're putting themselves on match point here, Ben.
I did not expect this at all. I don't know where this damage is coming from. I mean, even when the trap is getting singed really quickly, I feel like I have to agree with you, Seth. I feel like unless he's giving up like a really important honor talent or something like that for the is it even an honor talent, Diamond Ice?
It is an honor talent, yeah. So he needs Feign Death. He needs Reverse Sacrifice. Is he running Conflict? No, he's running Conflict.
Spider Sting. He needs all those.
Maybe not. Spider Sting just gets dispelled by the Paladin.
The Paladin's in crowd control, and you Spider.
Why
Sting
doesn't he
the
Spider Sting the Imp? And then the Imp silences. Does it silence itself on its fire? It does Firebolts to cast their spells. I would think Spider Sting would silence the Imp, and then you could trap. But
I don't know. But yeah, this is insane. We can take a look at the last few moments of the game. They had a nice little swap on Zuniaki here, but Facile and Cassidy are always ready to pounce. It is just, look at this. It's just a stun. Just a short little stun.
Play Diamond Dice. Look at that.
One shot.
What is happening?
Look at this. We're caught in the Matrix right now.
The replay can't even believe that Zuniaki's winning.
A Destro Warlock dying that fast literally broke the replay system. It's like something you're not supposed to see. Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, nLite playing super well in this series now. ABC down 2 games here. They're really going to have to win this next game if they want to turn this series around. What is it that's going on the side of ABC, Zico, or is it just nLite playing out of their minds?
I think, to be honest, nLite's playing out of their minds, obviously, but I think they kind of copied the strat that MyWay used against ABC that almost beat them, and maybe they practiced it a little bit more, fine-tuned it a little bit here and there, and now they're bringing it to ABC. And I got to be honest, like ABC so far, their mage lock is not looking great. I think it needs more practice.
Do you think then that they should maybe switch up their composition a little bit on the side of ABC Super Ts, or should they continue with this mage lock?
They should play something different. I mean, I'm trying to think if maybe that one point where they got aspect of the turtle, but other than that, I liked their rogue mage when they played rogue mage. Whereas, I think mage lock should win, but I don't like the mage lock is what's happening into the mage lock in these matchups. So I would rather see Nixie come in and they go back to the rogue mage paladin.
Nixie.
Do you want to play for
again?
sticker points to see if
Nixie comes in? Are we doing this for a point, Zico? Nixie comes in.
I think we should. Why not?
All of us are going in on the point. Do we lose a point if we're wrong?
No,
we
we
just not get a point.
We're
all gonna go in.
We're only winners here.
Okay,
well, then why
so
wouldn't you just always go
betting-
in on a point? There's no
We
risk.
don't lose points if we're wrong? Of course we're
If we
going
don't
in
lose
on it.
points, then there's no risk. Yeah, we just go in.
Well,
Yeah,
no, that's true.
exactly.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to. I just thought the stickers
We'll
would be
figure
fun.
it
I
out.
don't know if we need a whole rule book, but
Okay,
I wanted to
Nixie,
get to see the map.
No,
wanna
no,
take it
Nixie, no,
back.
Nixie. We're taking it back, all of us.
What are they gonna
Right.
do though? I guess the map is gonna be super nice, but nLite, they look like they just don't die. They don't die and they just one shot you. I don't know what is happening right now. What the big difference is. Didn't we see nLite play against Raikou
I
yesterday?
don't think they were playing.
we
double
did, right?
Reap.
Except
I feel like they weren't playing double reap or double dress
I don't know
and
why
double
you
bike.
wouldn't yeah.
I still think they should diamond
I
dice
think-
into mage
I
lock.
think we're gonna see a fire mage, and I don't know what do they
Oh,
lose?
yeah,
Oh,
that's a
fire
point.
mage!
It's
That's
a
gotta
point.
be a point. That's gotta be a
That's
point.
not a point. We were not
What?
playing it for a point.
What I said? I think
How is
they're
that
gonna
a
bring in the
point?
fire. What? I didn't hear you say it.
We did.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, we
It's
weren't
fine. It's
playing for a
fine.
point. You said.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I have my private Google document, the software sheet, anyway, and I'm updating it, so it's fine. Anyway, this is. I think.
No sticker.
no sticker.
fine.
All right, I'll put the stickers away. No
I
sticker for
think
Zika. Go ahead.
I think Alec wants to kind of play maybe that little Versa haste mix here. Maybe play G-Pie and have Warwick stay really far back and try to maybe counter pressure them when they're doing these pushes. But I don't know. It looks like nLite are just, I don't know what they had this morning in their coffee. If Zuni, he's running his laundry machine in the background or what's going on. But these guys are on fire right now.
It's the sunglasses and the plants. Just gives them that extra bit of oomph, I think.
I think so. Yeah, the sunglasses, that and the plants as well. Maybe the plants needed a few days, to kick in and fix the environment there. It's looking great
All right, well,
for them.
Let's talk about that haste first build, though. Somewhere right in the middle for Alec. We talked about it a little bit, Ven, when you were discussing Gelu and what he should run. What would be the benefits of that if we saw Alec build his fire major on that?
Well, so I mean, I just think in general, so far from the mages, we've seen two different ways you can approach it. They either go maximum haste, which means you're probably going to drop your versatility to around 15 to 20%, something like that. Or they go maximum versatility and then they drop their haste down to 25, maybe a little more, to between 25 and 30, I think is a safe estimate. And I think you can play more of a mix. So you can play, instead of playing 60% versatility or 50%, you can play down at 35. So you don't just absolutely get destroyed, but at the same time, it's more reasonable to get those casts off. But it's something we don't often see from the mages in tournaments. I think there's a mentality that they want to get full advantage of their corruption. So just stacking one specific stat is going to give you that maximum benefit. But I do like the balanced build, especially when you're playing Mage Lock Paladin. I think the Paladin gives you enough defense, and if they do go after your Warlock, having a little bit of extra haste to kind of mix things up, I think is really, really strong. So we'll see what he decides to go with. I don't mind the Fire Mage. I actually really like it, to be honest with you. It's what we saw Gelu run into jungles, and they ended up finding great success. So I think it's a good adaptation, and you might as well try something because what you're doing isn't working.
All right, let's see if it works out. He has multiple glasses. What? I mean, he's really prepared here. I mean, the only thing is he doesn't have the jungle
Zuniaki,
shirt.
I don't know if you know this about Zuniaki, but he's just an extremely stylish guy. Like,
Oh yeah,
when he goes to
is.
conventions and stuff like that, he is probably one of like the best dressed. You know, like he's living in Paris. This guy definitely, his fashion sense is A1. So having multiple pairs of transmog for his glasses, I think it's definitely important, Sid.
Oh, maybe when things start getting back to normal, we'll have to go shopping with Zuniaki. Then we can look fresh.
That would be fun. Maybe we can bring Chanimal in as well, if he lives in France.
Yeah, Chanimal.
Chanimal is super well dressed as well. I really.
Chanimal. You know who else is well dressed? Gelu. Gelu has a great style.
Chanimal.
Oh yeah, his jacket was amazing. Do you guys remember his jacket? He had that
Chanimal,
the white
Gelu,
tiger
and
jacket.
Zuni on the same team.
He's just a walking billboard. All right. Well, I mean, so this is basically what we're seeing is classic Tolveron Mage Warlock Paladin versus Jungle. The Jungle doesn't want to push in because they have to overextend, whereas the Mage Lock is happy to take this position where they're just flame striking down. And I like this build. I think the Flame Strike, I think it's World in Flames, and the Flame Patch is really, really good poke damage for a Fire Mage. So I love that Alec. Yeah, he's actually not playing the World in Flames, but he is playing a ton. Alec is actually playing maximum haste. So he's got maximum haste, which means if they do go after Alec, I think they can kill him literally instantly. So got to be really, really careful as that Fire Mage. But he's also going to be able to punish the team of nLite quite a bit with these really, really fast cheap eyes. 2 going out onto Cassidy. Walruk's actually putting out a little bit of damage onto Zuniaki. Facile might just outright die. And this is what they need. They need a little bit more oomph in their damage. And that was definitely one of the most impressive hits we've seen. But that was a Combustion and the Dark Soul. So nLite, after they kind of recover from this, they're probably going to be feeling safe to make a push.
And they immediately jumping onto Alec here out in center field, trying to chase him down and secure some more crowd control in Asgrath. Cassidy's going after him. There's the bash. They pre-bop the bash. Zuni gets put into a poly, prems it into another poly, but that bop is being super effective here. Greater Pyro casted over onto Cassidy, going to be a big hit. Likely Shadow Melded there. Has Frenzied Regen available. He's just running back to the pillar. Zuniaki pre-barriers the Hammer of Justice. Nice play by Zuniaki, reducing a ton of damage on his team here, but another Hammer of Justice from that Ineffable Truth in onto Cassidy. Does he have it again? There's another Hammer of Justice? Where's he going to put that one? Asgrath trinkets out of the stun here. Big guidance device onto Alec. The seal jumping in as well, trying to get fish for more cooldowns, but they're not catching anything with the bait. Trying to power through Avenging Wrath. That's a difficult task. Cassidy on the run again. Alec blinks over, gets one Greater Pyro, looks for the second. Isn't able to find the second one, but even one was decimating Zuniaki. Chaos Bolt, big hit by Walrix. Oh, beautiful counterspell, but Zuniaki. Oh my, what is this consistent pressure on the Zuniaki? He's having to spend so much mana on Shadow Mends right there. That's not good news for the late game for nLite.
Yeah, another thing that's not good news for the end game is the fact that AWC is down 0-2. So we've ran out of big maps to play on anyway. So if nLite does lose this, they're not completely out of the series. They're still going to be in a pretty good situation. But right now, Fire Mage is definitely doing some work here for AWC. Alex with those Greater Pyroblasts able to do so much damage. Spamming out, you see that little black thing on the ground with the flames in. That is the flame patch Maruki was talking about earlier, which is a little dot after you flame strike basically. Alec actually trying to polymorph Warwick's there on the mind control to remove all of his bleeds, and Zuni realizing it cancels his mind control. So there's a lot of high level plays like that between the mage and the priest, between the priest and the warlock as well, that have a decent amount of impact. Oh my god, what is this damage? Asgarath's gonna bubble sacrifice on one. He gets mind control! If they can stop this mind control, they do stop it there. Warren's going for Shadow Fury. He gets another mind control. Nice counterspell by Alec. He's going to stop that. That would have been massive. That mind control would have kept Warwick on low HP and potentially bought them enough time to push him over. Warwick is going to stabilize there from that Avenging Wrath. the wings was active. If they don't get any ineffables though, Warwick only has 1 cooldown, but Cassidy's the one taking fat damage here. Combustion is rolling, Alec gets kicked on fire. Another Hammer of Justice comes in. Cassidy's gonna trinket that one. Shadow Meld the Chaos Ball, and then he's gonna reopen onto Warwick. He gets Blessing of Protection. Cassidy running back. He gets a fat hit there. Big damage coming in from Alec. He's gonna get leaped back there to Zuni. And Zuni has his pain suppression, but his mana is down to 50%. And this is the most we've seen nLite tested so far in this series.
It's their hardest.
I really like this. Yeah, it's their hardest map, but I also think just the Fire Mage. I really think that nLite needs to realize how squishy Alec is and potentially go after him, because he has really low versatility in this match. He's playing Max Haste, he's playing Flames of Alacrity, and I just think he would take a lot more damage than Walrus. They have been finding success on Walrus, but I think a slight adaptation needs to be made. That being said, Alec with the Shimmers can really overextend nLite, so it's not as easy as just going after him really, really quickly, but I think he is susceptible to burst. Zuniaki's mana being pressured quite a bit in the match. Cassidy's going to be opening up. Big damage on Walrus once again. Immediate Blessing of Protection, just a Hail Mary trap coming in from Facile, sliding across the whole map. Unfortunately missing. But yeah, definitely a good try there. Askrath now, I mean, look, he's got no Trinket, he's got no Divine Shield. Walrus with no wall. I feel like nLite just needs one more push and they can win this game.
I bet Asgrath runs into that trap like a minute later and it wins the game. That trap is just sitting in the middle of nowhere. Oh, he's behind the pillar from the mind control on match point. Asgrath
sacrifice again.
Yeah, ineffable, dude.
Nazoth shines upon you, Asgrath, here on match point. Otherwise, Walrus would have been erased here. I'd like to see Zuni Cassidy reposition, get away from this pillar where they're just getting dogpiled. Another Blessing of Protection. No, Zuni's out in midfield. Oh, every man for himself here. Rapture activates. He's just bouncing around, trying to go for a Psychic Scream. Stun into Psychic Scream on the Imp Dispel, potentially. If they get lucky here, they could just close the game out. Askrath is going to respond. Bring your Frostman Cassidy. Falling on Zuni. There's the Imp Dispel. It gets unlucky. He has a Divine Shield. Is it going to be enough, though? There's no throughput. Healing cooldowns available. Only Flash of Light. They call in the Infernals. They go for the Dark Soul. Warwick is trying to blast him away here before they can run, but they are immediately back to the pillar. I mean, this is a checkmate position right now for nLite. If they can close this out here before that Ineffable procs again, there's no Dark Soul threat. They should have free reign to push onto Warwick pretty soon here.
Checkmate position for nLite, but maybe not if Enzoth has something to say about it. Chaos Ball coming in onto Zuni, Greater Pyroblast, another Chaos Ball, and now here we go, here's the setup. This is it. If they can land the Freezing Trap with the root, it's going to be game. Askrath realizing it, dropping the freedom on himself there. It's going to keep him alive for a little bit longer. Zuni cannot go for any fears right now. He's going to get clotheslined. Askrath is just too far away from him, so they're going to have to sit back and look at that sack cooldown, look at that Trinket cooldown, rotating back up here for Asgrath. They are on the clock. They have 10% mana. They have a 20-second window to kill Warwick here. If they don't take it, I don't think they're going to win this game. They're going for the mind control. Here's the push. There it is. The Hyena is there. Facile goes for the trap. Can they get the 50-50? They do get the 50-50, but they have no immediate JK. They have the sacrifice coming back up again. Nazoth coming in with the one, and now Cassidy is getting blasted, going back to the pillar. He's gonna get dispelled on the Hammer of Justice. Zuni's in a full sheep. Cassidy is going to recover.
Sacrifice! Look at sacrifice!
What? He has it again.
What? It was just using 10 seconds.
Oh, huge hit on the Zuni!
Going after Zuni. Zuni's in some trouble. He's getting lower. He's almost completely tapped on mana. Askrath sacrifice! It's just off cooldown! What is happening right now? This is why Paladin is so strong in the jungle. nLite, they must be crying. They're nLite right now. They don't know. They don't know sacrifice is off cooldown. They're getting ready to try to make a push once again. You can, but they're just pinned at the pillar. And if they push in again, there's just another sacrifice. Watch this. Cassidy, Zuniaki, and Facile are going to be in complete disbelief. When this sacrifice lands on Walrix, they are going to weep into their pillow. They don't even use sacrifice. They get the Blessing of Protection. Sacrifice going to be available again. Divine Shield. Asgrath is, yeah, he's definitely blessed in this game. I mean, nLite, there's just no openings at this point. Almost completely tapped on mana. Alec has him pinned at the pillar. And ABC with this composition, with this map pick, they're looking extremely good.
I mean, they've got them pincered here at the pillar. They've got more than enough answers to trade. They just need to overwhelm and decimate at this point. Askrath's pulling away. He gets into the stun. They just don't need to not throw the Divine Shield sacrifice. Now what are they going to do? Run back to the pillar? I mean, nice leap there by Cassidy. The Seal needs to catch up. Getting a resummon on that Imp. feign death from Facile, trying to interrupt some cast there. Get back to the pillar. Zuni literally has
Blessing
like,
of Protection's off cooldown too.
they got the sacrifice, right? Unless he gets lucky. I'm watching that oh no, he's drinking. They have to do something about the drink if they ever wanted to have a hope of winning this. The bike! The bike got the cauterize! Is it gonna get the block? He's just burning down from cauterize. They got Avenging Wrath at least there on that push, so they can go back on the Walrix, but I'm just watching Sacrifice a minute and 20 right now. If it procs, I mean, it's 100% gonna save the day. Zuni got a bit of mana. Zuni actually got a bit of mana amidst all that chaos, so...
That's big. That's massive.
A couple extra seconds.
I'm telling you right now, they literally just looked at Alec and he exploded and cauterized. So I think they realized, hey, maybe this mage can just get one shot. So I think they have 2 pressure points now.
I think Alec dies pre-block. I think he's going to get 1 dress dead. Here we go. Alec, here it is.
Oh.
The spell's coming in. There it is. Full trap. Gets singed. They have
fear by
a
Zuni.
DR stun, can he get it? They so want to go for the double dress. They already got the weak aura ticking, the pull timer is rolling, Dilly is watching, can they get it? Big damage here, Alec knows it, he's popping the combust, trying to deflect the situation, he goes for the polymorph, and here he goes, the range! There it is! If that crit, it would have been game over, but he does get the ice block, he gets the sacrifice.
They overlapped.
They overlapped everything, they're going for Asgard,
Asgard is gonna die.
He might just die, he's mind controlled, if Casil can connect, he can actually take him down. Alec!
No way! He's on 1%!
3-0 for nLite. There's no way. That is an absolute insane game coming from nLite. What a crazy series. They managed to best ABC, and now, I mean, if we take a look at the standings, Europe is completely wide open at this point. There is a ton of teams that are either